Back with my 2016 KTM 390 Duke, and we have the DynoJet Power Commander 5 fuel injection module. This is a tuner. It came preloaded with the basic tune. You can hook it up to your computer via USB cable, upload your own tunes, change the timing, change the fuel, and then it has a lot of other perks that you can tie into it. So like an auto tune, a quick shift, it lets you extend your revs, it lets you pump in more fuel upon acceleration, a lot of stuff. So we're going to be installing this today anyway. It should be pretty easy. It just seems like we got to get to the ECU and plug in a bunch of cables. So I just removed the back seat here, and I'm pretty sure we're trying to get down here. So I'm going to remove these two bolts, remove the battery, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, what I've done up to this point, there are two 10mm bolts here, another two 10mm here, and then there's a screw here, or sorry, two 10mm on the side here and here, and then there's some Phillips head screws 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then up here you have 5mm hex keys, and then around here only 3 of these actually seem to spin and do anything, and these are 4mm hex keys. And now I think I'm able to just pull this whole top piece off. Oh, and I removed the overflow coolant cap. But yeah, should get a lot more access. 1 second. So now you can just switch this and unplug the actual ECU, or use the vice grips, move this clamp down. I'm going to unplug this hose here, and then we've got another plug here we're going to have to remove. This looks like the fuel filter. That should be able to stay. Now we're going to have to disconnect a line probably right here and get the fuel filter out. Yep, and then we should be able to pull the whole tank out. On the right side of the bike, we got the ignition coil right here. We're going to remove this plug. Now I've got the PCV, so got the Power Commander 5 right here, and then I routed the wires under, back up to where we just were this ignition coil, and plugged in the new PCV white plug back where the ignition coil was, and plugged the old one into the female end of the PCV. I'm still on the right side of the bike right here. It's a little bit harder to access, but right in there, so we got the throttle body right here, and here's the throttle positioning sensor. It's this 3-prong. Mine was covered with a little rubber boot. It's a bit harder to access, but now we're going to do the same thing. So we got our Power Commander 5, and right here, Power Commander 5, run up to these black plugs. And so the female end is going to receive the old stock plug, and the male end is going to go back in. And make sure you route it under so you don't have stuff dangling outside your bike. Now we're about to do the same exact thing for the fuel injector. We're looking at the front of the throttle body now. So we were just here, now we're moving up here, pull out this 2-prong connector from right there, and we're doing the same exact thing, plugging our own in that comes off the PCV. Left hand side of the bike, and there's 2 of these 4-wire Molex plugs right here, Molex plugs. And yeah, we just plugged the last plugs that the PCV had in line of it, and now we should be able to just reinstall. We're gonna zip tie down the PCV wires. I do have the ground right here that I don't think I think I'll put that on the battery, so I'll try and run this back along and mount it here. I'll show you what it looks like as a finished product. It all works. So I just ran this cable, I zip tied it there, and then I'm just going to run it up here and zip tie it, and I got the Power Commander right here. And then we're just reinstalling everything, and it should be good. Don't forget about your breather hose for the fuel line, kind of tucks up underneath the front of this cover. Okay, so having a look at the software. So you go to powercommander.com, downloads Power Commander 5, you can download the software right here. It only works on Windows. And then here in another tab I have same website. You can look up your bike, like KTM 390 Duke, and then it has a list of pre-made tunes right here. You just click download over here, and then I'm going to open up the app. So you can just go to open map and open whatever file you just downloaded. And so here you can click on, let's say, fuel, and we have this chart with throttle on the x-axis, throttle position, and RPM on the y-axis. And so if you look across here, go to 4,000 RPM, 100% throttle, it's a 2, positive 2. So that means there's a 2% increase in fuel input at that RPM and throttle position. And then also for the ignition table, same thing, 4% change in the timing. You can change these numbers if you want. You can also auto-tune it if you have the auto-tuner. And then you pretty much save it to your power commander, and that's it. And then your bike will change accordingly.